Hello everyone, I'm Silent Death, and welcome back to Stationeers No Mining Challenge. Last time, we worked on our furnace over here, creating a script that would automatically smelt things and request them from our ore storage over here. This episode, we're going to be finishing off building out this area, as well as integrating this part with our keep in stock system all the way up there. Because we did not get to test that last episode, and I expect there's going to be some bugs because I was lazy and did not properly test the code for that guy up there in the simulator. Also, between episodes, when we made this steel last episode, at the end of last episode, that created a little bit over 2,000 moles of exhaust gas, and that kicked on our Stirling engine, which started generating power, and it allowed me to get some more readings to adjust the amount of moles up there. I worked it out at about 730 degrees Kelvin is when things balance out at 55 megapascals, and that works out to about 907 moles per pipe length in our recycle network. So I've adjusted the numbers for that up there and uploaded everything. Everything in our Stirling engine room is now uploaded to the workshop. I'm really far behind in uploading all the scripts because it's really tedious to type out all the stuff, and I'm just being lazy. Also, between episodes, I worked on another mod. You may or may not have noticed that when you save with this on the second cartridge, it's just weird when you reload the game because it shows the first cartridge but thinks it's on the second cartridge, and it was really annoying me. So I fixed that bug, and while I was at it, I did some other stuff. I added a couple more cartridges because why not? 4 is about how many we need for all the stuff, so that's how many we have. No need to carry around an extra tablet, and I made it so that we can switch between things with just left clicking. Way better. We can also hold the C key and left click to go previous, next, previous, next, previous. So that's just way better. Saves space and is convenient. I like it. So the few things we're going to want to do this episode is check the. I mentioned, I think it was last episode that I mentioned that we're going to try putting very low pressure gas in here and see if that'll help how much heat this is losing. And I've been thinking about how we're going to decorate this area, and I think we're just going to hide it because I cannot think of any way to make this look good. What we'll do is just do some flat panels here. And this whole area is just going to be walled off. These will probably go down that way too. I don't know if we'll keep something up here or not. And for here, we're just going to wall off this area too. So we'll put a wall here, and a wall here, and then we'll put a door here. Just an interior door, but not one of the glass ones because we don't want to be able to see. And not that one, not that one. I guess we'll go with the triangle door. So that should be pretty much everything we're going to need to do here. In here, everything's running because I dumped a whole bunch of reagents in here from recycling all the canisters up in the greenhouse area, where I've just been dumping canisters for ages. So there's like, I don't know, 2 or 3 stacks of reagents to be processed. And let me finish off this area and we'll see what it looks like. Alright, this looks a little bit better. We're going to want to paint this guy. He matches. You may want to go with a different color for this stuff, but I'm not sure. And we'll probably want to wall off all this. Don't think we can do anything about the corner there. We could try maybe one of those, I forget what they're called. Archway things that could fit in there. Yeah, those probably would work. Like we had, I think they're called pillars, maybe? Pillars? I don't know. But we can stick one in there. I'll go get one next time we have a little cut. Alright, so this is back here, just, you know, we can come back in here if we need to. When we need to hook this up to the other stuff, we'll do it down here. And close that. So now then, let's go for trying out the temperature thing. Do we have power here on? Can these not be manually? They cannot. I don't think they can. Well, that works good enough. Alright, so what we'll do is we'll adjust this to make us some iron. And then we will set this guy on for a second, and that should set that on, and that should wake everybody up. Okay. Wait for that guy to go, then you're on. Okay, that was waiting for that to pressurize. I think. It's 0. Did we already run into a problem? Or did it already smelt? No, it still has iron. What are you waiting for? You're none at line 0. Maybe this was not initialized. Bet that's what was happening. I may have taken the chip out and forgot to set it. Yeah, that appears to be the problem. So this is pumping and ignition. Then we're going to pause you while these guys smelt. And let's look at how much we're losing. 10 kilojoules. That's a lot. So what if we spray paint some stuff with some khaki stuff? Still nil pressure. Should be sealed up. Alright, that did not work. It doesn't like. It's not giving us enough gas. At 0.8 moles. 0.8 moles is not enough. We'll paint everything white. And 1 mole, still not enough. To have an external temperature. Guess I should have filled this up first. Well, I guess we now know how much we have, how much energy we're losing. So let's reload a save, and we'll come back once we have enough pressure in this room. I do have a tank of X out there. Okay, we've taken this canister and cranked it up until we got an external pressure. We're at 0.3 moles and 91 pascals, not very much. Then we're going to redo this, which should give us some ore. Hopefully that still works with the centrifuge running. And now this is filling stuff up. And should be igniting. Okay, so this is still outputting quite a lot. What if we crank this up? I don't think it's working. Not how I wanted it to. Well, that's not bad. Around 10 kilopascals, or yeah, 10 kPa, it starts working a little bit better, but then the temperature in this room is quite hot. And I'm worried about us melting stuff if we do it that way. Because that's going to be sealed off like that. If you turn you back on, you should finish off. Or actually, it's gotten too cold now. Which one are you in? Alright, so that'll take care of that. We'll vacuum out this room. Just open this door up here. And that should be fine, I guess. That has an escape bath to the outside, yes, okay. That'll work for that. Now we need to wait. Are you guys still running? You are? It's only got 3 more in here, so let's see when that finishes. But there is another thing that I realized that we need to do. And that is, we never hooked up the scripts here are recipe scripts. We have this sending an error code. The script in our ore storage sending an error code if there's no ore of the type requested, but we don't handle that error at all. So we need these guys to let this guy know that there's an error, and this guy to send out the error through here so the guy up there knows there's an error. So that is what we'll do while we're waiting for this stuff to centrifuge. Alright, for the recipes, we added this line here. So if our setting of the request chip is -1, then we go to error, and we increase this from -2 to -3 so that to account for this extra line. At error, we're setting our setting to -2, and then we're doing the same, turn ourselves off and jump to main to wait to be turned back on. All of the recipe chips are the same. The furnace chip does not get any error codes because it won't be called, because those error codes will bypass the call for the furnace. Then for our manager script right here, we're checking right here if the setting equals -1. So if it's 0, we still loop like we did before, and if it's -1, we loop like we did before. Then down here somewhere, we're checking when we request the ore. We check to see if it's -1. We're also checking to see if it's -2. We added that line and we increment the relative jump to -3. Then we go to error, which sets the transmitter to -1, and we sleep for 30 seconds before jumping back to main. Not a huge problem there. And we'll go look at that other code when we're ready to do that, which hopefully is now. Still not quite there yet. Oh, and I'm almost out of air. Okay, so what we'll do is I guess we'll go ahead and go check at the error code for up here. So what we have to do is propagate the error code to this guy from the transmitter. Then, once he has done that, he needs to tell this guy that there's an error so that it can abort the manufacturing process. But that is just going to be a loop because we're not going to tell this guy that there's an error. There's really no way for it to kind of work in that. It's just going to keep requesting something that we don't have enough supplies for. But every time that happens, it will try to produce them, not be able to produce them, and then skip it. It's not as efficient and it's going to use a lot more power, but I think I would rather have it do that way than try to integrate this in to where it skips stuff that we don't have enough ore, because then it would need to know when we have enough ore, and that would be kind of a headache. So let's look at these two. Okay, so first this guy, which was a bit of a pain because we didn't have enough lines. And that's not that guy. So what we had to do was we came way down here. And this was our normal loop, where our normal loop was. So we've moved that down to here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then this should be -1. Are not equal something.
Critical.
Let's see. So load trading, our setting, branch not equal to -1. That's the error code there. Then if there's no error code, it skips down to this line. And if there is error code, it sets the setting to -1 and jumps to line 126, which is right here. So it turns itself off and jumps to main. I've had to remove one of the labels up here. There was a label right here, which is the smelt label. So I had to remove that to get enough lines of code for this. And also removed a line here that jumps down to 125. So I removed the exit line, or the exit label that was there. It's really hard to squeeze everything into this one.
Oxygen critical. Low pressure.
That is that one. Yeah, we'll export that. Then this guy. We had a few more lines of code here, so it wasn't that bad. But let's see if we can't find this. It was somewhere in the wait for production thing. Here it is. We're reading the setting from the reagent. I see. And if that is -1, we go to finished production. Finished production is down here, which is, we already did that. So no big great thing there. It just kind of skips and goes out. So those are those two. We just removed some spaces in here, and I think I changed right here, did our negative line, our negative relative loop, instead of jumping to a label, which we had right here. Alright, so that should hopefully be enough time for everything to get centrifuged. And we decided, last episode I think it was, that we decided we're going to make some consoles so that we can finish off our ore room for testing things. Okay, so I've added a request for 1 stack of consoles into our keep in stock system. And we only have 5 or 10 copper in our ingots, in our fabricators and all that. We only have 10 copper smelted. It takes 5 to make 1 console, so that should trigger this guy, to send that down there, to request copper from over there, to smelt the copper, and to send it back up here. So let's see if all this works. Turn this on. And it will take a little while to cycle through everything. Should have put it at the top of the list, but I didn't. And this is requesting whatever that is. That looks like that is, in fact, what we want. I should maybe put like a console with a hash thing. So this is on. It's 10, whatever that means. It is requesting something, which 404 is probably copper. Ingots. Copper. Yep, 404, so it is requesting that. Let's go check down here if we can catch this in time. Seriously, just still running. It's gone through like 3 more stacks. It's been forever. Alright, so you are requesting the copper. That's ident 10. There's no copper in here. There's nothing in there. You're just waiting for that. What about you over here? You are -1? What? -1. That mean we're out of copper? I know we're not out of copper. So why is it -1? You're 10. Alright, I'm a little confused. Something is obviously messed up. So let me go back through and check everything. Okay, I figured out what was going on. I had the hashes for cobalt ore and copper ore backwards. So they were swapped, and that was what was going on. It was requesting cobalt ore instead of copper ore. And we don't have any cobalt. So that was throwing an error, and then I updated the code down there to handle the errors a little bit better, because there were some problems with that. But now, if we turn this on, it's requesting some console kits. It's doing whatever line 100 is, 48. I think that one's wait for first item. No, that one's wait for ingots. I'm pretty sure that one's wait for ingots. So ingots, now it is initializing the reagent I see. I've had to do some stuff up here. It's told it how many stacks it wants, or how many items are in a stack. So we're just waiting for that to update. So what was that cobalt? That gave me a really easy way to check the error codes. So I did a whole bunch of testing off camera and made some updates to the code. So it's requested copper. We'll run down here. Really need some kind of teleport thing to get around faster. Some, like, air chutes. Okay, so that's already filling this up with stuff. It's already requested copper. The copper is here. It's ignited. It's making ingots. And it pumped out the copper. Now it's pumping it down. That'll take it a little while. So we can go back upstairs. Lots of running around. And if we make it in time, we should see the ingots get sorted around. I think we can take out the wait command from our furnace manager script, because we had a wait command for the things to get up here. But now that I realize, or now that I think about it, or now that we actually see it in function, the pumping out of the furnace will take longer than stuff to get up here. So we're just waiting a moment for this to trigger. So that little guy up there is going to write to this guy, which will do the sorting or the ingot auto ingot delivery thing. All right, there they go. Copper, has it already gone in here? Yep, it's got copper, so this is resuming production. Exactly like we want. Three should be enough. If something is not quite right. And it shut off. Okay, I see what's happening. This clears the memory. So it forgot that it produced two. And we need to do something with that. I'm not sure what we're going to do with it, but that part works. So let's go finish building this and look at the code. Okay, on our recipe scripts, we added a line to check to see if the setting is -2, if there's an error code from the last run. This way we don't try to run before we get the setting set. And I think that is everything. Oh, we also had to move this part check down here from up here. I had it up here where the ore hash is, and it needs to be down here where the stack, after the stack gets sent, because that is when it will tell it that there's a problem. Okay, so those, then this, let's do the change that we said we're going to do. And there's the error. Smelt. Right here. We'll just comment that line out, or just, I don't know, delete it. Because we don't need to do that. We don't need to wait. And I think that is everything I did for that one. There's an equal 0 or a -1. This will loop. And yeah, I think that's everything. At least down here. The rest is upstairs. But first, let's go and place down some of our consoles. Alright, so that'll be enough. Are you still running? Still running, wow. So that'll be enough that we can actually set these values. Which, if we go to Q, we have a line commented out where it does that. Update the LEDs. there, that's taken care of. Let's wait and see if these get updated. I'm not sure how long that takes. Or I guess we can come back down here after it's had a chance to run. I forget the delay in that one. Because we need more consoles anyway. Right, so this guy... here... Let's turn you off for a moment. So up here in the wait for the first item, well actually up here, we initialize the setting of the IC housing for the reagent IC to 0 in case there was an error in the last run. This would cause problems because it would just break. Then we turn it on. While we're waiting for the first item, I did not have a check here to see if we didn't have enough ingots to produce the first item, then this would hang up. So I added a check right here for that. And then this is the same. And that's the same check that we have down here. Exactly the same. And I think that's everything. Let's see, where is clear memory stuff done? Clear memory is done up here. And I think we may be able to remove the clear memory from the guy in there. Initialize the clearest thing. Now this one kind of did a fair amount of stuff here. Right here, we're setting the database setting to 0, or to 1 if it's 0, because before I was just writing to the R setting, but that's not how we use it down here. So you're reading from the device base and not from the setting. So we do that, then re-added the smelt thing because I've changed some code up here. This just turns it off. There's no setting the setting to 0 inside of the script at this part because it's just going to keep looping and keep checking while it is on because the other IC chip is the one that turns it off. So that should work out there, or it does work out there. Cancel. And you don't need to be initialized, so what else we're going to do? We'll go check inside. And yeah, I'll go do that and we'll grab some consoles on our way back down. We will import. And where is clear memory? So we're just going to clear the memory on the stacker and coming out that line. The stacker we do want to clear the memory on, and that looks like it's the only call to clear memory. Hopefully it doesn't break anything, because I don't think it does. Yeah, we're clearing the memory after we're closing, or when we're closing the flap, so it is not used for anything that this chip uses stuff for. That works for me. Now let's go grab some consoles and finish setting up our area down there. Okay, we've finished this, which tells us that we've already used up all of our copper. That was fast. So yeah, we have, a bunch of iron and a little bit of some of the other stuff. Now I built one more hash display. By accident, sort of, kind of. So we'll come over here, and I mentioned that I wanted to change this. We don't need this guy anymore. Let's take a console monitor there. No, let's do a console dual. Console dual would be better. Or could you choose a regular console? It doesn't matter. Does have power from the bottom. Okay. That'll go on the floor. Hook this up. And we're going to set this guy to the vending IC housing. That is going to be hard to read. Assuming we can find this. Auto. Full ingot, there's that one. There it is, way up here. Alright, so that way when we produce something, it'll show up there. And we'll know what's going. I don't have to, guess what's being made. Getting a little bit low on power. But I think we're going to end the episode here. There's nothing else we can fit in this episode. Like if you like, subscribe if you're not. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.